Hello, I'm John Manimus Medeiros, and I would like to talk to you briefly about a peace treaty among all religions. This peace treaty, or oath or pledge, is from Chapter 12 of The Primacy of Stewardship, and the title of Chapter 12 is Learning About Religion. As a crucial step toward the reconciliation of science and religion, and toward real world peace, I propose the following peace treaty among all religions. This peace treaty is not pacifist. No teacher of religion or practitioner of any religion is required by this oath and treaty to denounce violence or refuse to participate in violence. The oath and treaty requires only that hatred, spiritual exclusion, and violence not be attributed to the will of God. So here is the proposed peace treaty among all religions, which is to be subscribed to by religion teachers. I have been a religion teacher in a church school, Christian education, and so as one religion teacher, I am taking this oath and hope that others will follow. I am a teacher of religion, and I acknowledge and actively support peace among all people and among all religions and religious institutions. I acknowledge and teach that there is one sacred universe of reality, one origin of life, and one sacred love of life that inspires all living beings. I accept and teach that any and all acts of hatred or spiritual exclusion or violence are the sole responsibility of the human beings who commit such acts. And neither hatred nor spiritual exclusion nor violence can be an attribute of the Creator God. There can be no instruction or command to hate or kill given by the sacred spirit of life that inhabits the one universe and every human being. Therefore, I shall never attribute human violence to God or the will of God. Any person vested with governmental or political authority who attributes hatred or violence to the will of God has desecrated the teaching and doctrines of my religion. Now, I'd just like to explain a little bit why I recommend this peace treaty among all religion teachers. It's because we have the United Nations, but the United Nations is not enough. The nations and governments of the world have disciplined themselves to some extent, have created the United Nations, and certainly one of the primary purposes of the United Nations is to prevent violent wars, to serve as an institution and a forum for nations that have differences to use non-violent means to settle their conflicts and their disagreements. But we need something similar for religions, because we all know that religions and religious institutions have been used to help support wars and to keep wars going and to justify wars on moral grounds. We do have what is called the World Parliament of Religions, but I question whether they are really headed in the direction of protecting world peace and teaching nonviolence. It's an organization or a meeting, a coming together of religious institutions, people who are accustomed to the practice of religious institutions to protect their own institutional interests. So I believe it's questionable that they will make genuine efforts to do something like this oath or this pledge and make it against their own rules to exercise evangelistic violence and teach that there are times when God wants us to be violent toward others of different religions. Evangelistic violence means claiming that something like we are the one true religion, and it's only by joining us that you can be saved, that you can be enclosed in the love of God. And those who do not believe what we teach are outside the love of God. Once you take that position, you have laid the groundwork for genocide and Holocaust. So religion teachers can take this step on their own authority. You don't have to wait for the big bosses of the big religions to tell you what to do. Anyone who teaches religion at any level, to children or adults, can take this pledge. The written pledge appears on the internet. The key concept is the primacy of stewardship. Blessings to all, and blessings to all teachers who find it in their hearts and in their souls to take this step forward and be among those who will not teach that God justifies violence and war. Thank you for listening.